Right, guys, so we've created our cards over here. We formatted this as well. We've done a little touches to this. Now, the most important thing we need to do now are the spark lines over here, and then we also need to create in our selection over here. So once we select something over here, we want to see the sub account over here. So what I'm going to do is you realize that this is very similar to what we have here in a dashboard where we can select an account and see the details in there. Yeah, that's basically what we want to do for the spark line and then for the details here. So if I go to the main account or the completed version over here, this is what we have. So we want to have here the statement, the account, sub-account, amount, and then this over here, right? And then we'll also create a section that shows monthly, the values. Okay, so we'll go into our so what we'll do is we'll come here, we'll go into our dashboard calculations. So on hide, where is it? Dashboard calculations, because we have this. We're just going to copy this guy, this dashboard. It goes to the bottom. So let's just copy this and then let's take it up to statement calculation. We're going to tweak it up a bit. All right, so we're also going to, let's just cut this guy up. I know in the previous video I said we should bring it down, but let's just take him up. Doesn't look presentable this way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we need to work on this. Okay, so first, this is the balance sheet, that statement, income statement, balance sheet, main. We're going to bring in details. So click here. Okay, so we'll come here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to drag details in here this way. Good. So now we have over here bank and balance sheet statement. We have the main, we have the sub, and we have the monthly amount. Good. Now we have amount without write-off, and we have cumulative amount. Okay. So amount without write-off will be for income statement, cumulative amount will be for balance sheet. Good. Okay. We'll just tweak this a bit, don't worry. This is sorting this. Okay, now because we are selecting lines in the account, we don't want to show those that are blank. Okay, because let me show you in the completed version. Good. In the completed version, what we want to see over here are the exact lines we see here. So if I come here, I want to see only the lines that are available here. Then I can select one and then it will select this. I don't want to be able to select a line that isn't in the statement, right? It's not intuitive. Okay, so we'll make a little tweak to what we currently have over here. We'll come to pivot table analyze, we'll come to options. Okay, and then we'll say under display where we have show items with no rule. We'll check this. We'll click OK. Good. So now we have something like this. Okay, so now we have only lines that are available. And then we are going to do the filter based on the account selected. So now that we've done this, these are only the lines available. So over here, this finds the unique of this and gives us only those that are available. Let me insert a column over here. Good. Now, what we want to do is, based on the account selected, we want to be able to pick the lines that relate to this. So these are balance sheet lines, or these are everything, I believe. I want to select only maybe balance sheet lines, right? So I'll come here, I'll say statement selected. I'll do equal to, come to statement here, select this guy. Okay. So this is income statement, good. So I'm going to make this a filter, right? So this is going to say equal to filter. What? I want to filter this array, right? If this is equal to this guy. Yeah, good. So then this gives me a unique sorted list of only income statement lines, right? And the drop down is going to pick from this. All right, good. Now, once that is selected, or once that is in place, I want to now to be able to pick the selected account. So an account will be selected from here. That will come over here. Then I'll have their sub-account listed out, which is this over here. And I have the sub-account listed out, the amount, and I also give the monthly values for that main account selected. Okay, so let's come back to statements. We're just going to do a simple drop down here. So Alt DL, that's for data validation. Select list here, come here. And because this is a spilled range, I just need to select the first one and bring what hash. Good. Click this, click OK. And then I'll be able to select any of the accounts. So let's say I select ambulance service, right? I want ambulance service to pop up here under selected accounts. Accounts, enter, good. So I'll find the monthly values for that over here, and I also calculate what the details are and then what the values are. Okay, so let's do that. So for the monthly values, because we have several monthly values, because we have details here, right? We have January cash on hand, we have January petty cash, we have January save. So we're going to do what? A sum ifs. Going to be equal to sum ifs. Good. I'm summing this column, right? Good. And then what's the criteria range? The criteria range is this. And this is the criteria. That's the first criteria. Second criteria is the month. And then this guy. Is that okay? Good. So we're finding on a month-to-month basis for ambulance service what the totals are. Good. So January, there was no value. Let me drag this down. Let's see. So there was only value in what? In August. Okay, that's fine. Let's select another account. Let's see if I ambulance service. Oh, okay. So just August. Fantastic. That works. So this is outpatients. So we have this. Good, 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 good. Now remember what I said. I said that if it is a balance sheet line, we want to use cumulative amount. We don't want to use amount without right. Okay, so I'm going to say if, right? If this is equal to income statement, then give me the R to R, else give me S to S. Close bracket here. Good. Oh, I didn't log this. Good. So we have something like, so if it's a balance sheet line, then that will what? Be cumulative. Okay, now the next thing we need to do, I need to add two more columns here. Alt HIC. Good. Reduce this a bit. Reduce this a bit. Now this is going to be the sub accounts. This bracket details. Okay, so equal to a simple filter. Right. Now I'm filtering this guy if this equal to this. Enter. So we have consultancy, minor, and then we have registration. We want to do what a unit. Is that okay? Good. And then now we also want to do a sum of this. But you know what's interesting? Excel has a new function called group by. So I think there will be a good opportunity to use group by. Instead of doing this, doing unique and then coming to the sum ifs, I can use group by. So let's try that out. So you can do equal to group by. Good. Now group by works very simply. What do you want to see in the rows? I want to see the details, right? Good. What do I want to see in the value section? I want to see amount without write-off, right? Good. Over here. And then now it says, what's the function that you need to aggregate? That's sum over here. Good. Now we just need to provide a filter that we're only interested in those that's main account is what? Or patient services. So I'm going to bring comma over here, comma. So totals, I don't want any totals. Sort order, let's leave that for now. And let's come to filter. Let's select O here. It says it's equal to outpatient services. close bracket, press enter, and then we have this. Do you see that? Simple. So you don't need to do just this and just this as well. I'll come here, format this 1000 separator. All right, so this is so nicely done over here. When you change this update. So that's it and it works. Okay, so when you change, whenever you update, this will update. So let's test this out. Come here, we'll check inpatient services. Come where are we calculations? Here. And this pops up over here with nicely. Good. So now that we have this, everything is good. We can now create over here our visual. So I'm going to select this. I'll come to home. Okay. Conditional format over here. I'll come to new rule, use a formula, and I'll say equal to, now this area is what? F10. I'll say F10 is not blank. Now, if F10 is not blank, let's come to format, right? There's no special fill, but then all we want to do is a border line, okay, white, and then bottom border. Click OK. Now click OK again. Good. So once we bring text in here, it should update. So now what we want to do is just bring the formula in here. So we can come here to statement and just cut this, come here and then paste it here. Good. And then we'll copy the format here, Control C. Okay, come here and we'll say Control Alt V, format T, enter. Good. So we have this in here, right? If we change this, we have this over here, like this, outpatient services. Good. Do you see that? Okay. So now what we want to do is just format this so that we can have data bar formats on this. So highlight this. I will just bring it down a bit. So depending on how long your details are, you come to home, conditional format over here, data bars, more colors. And then a color, we want to use the color that matches with this, okay, which is this guy. Click OK. And then we have this. Nicely done. Nicely. Okay, good. Let's increase the size. We can use the same format. I'll come in home, double click this, paste this here, and then I'll say select accounts. Good. So now that is done. So now when you select account, let's say inpatient services, you have what? 15,000, what? 55,000 over here. Good. Now also what we want to do is the account selected over here should be underlined here and formatted in white. Okay, so we just highlight this. Okay, so we kind of give it a spotlight. So press Alt OD, new rule, use formula. I'm going to say equal to $J, J8 is equal to what we have over here, which is what? F8, I believe, yeah, F8. Format. The font should be black so that we can see, and the fill should be white. Good. Now we also don't want instances, we don't want instances where row 7 is blank to have data. Okay, so we're going to say end, comma, J $7 isn't blank. Okay, so that's that. Click OK over here, click apply. Then we have this nicely done. Click OK. Good. So whatever I selected over here, so inpatient services, that's highlighted. So let's try and format this, right? So that we make sure always the largest at the top. So when you come here to the formula, right? Remember this was total depth. Now sort is here. Okay. So to sort it, ascending order is 2. I press 2, enter, you have the least amount at the top. And you want the largest amount at the top, you do -2. So -2. Then you always have the largest amount at the top. Is that okay? So if I select ambulance service, I have this, that's just one. What else? Let's select grants. Good, the largest at the top. Okay, good. So we have that in place. We have this, we have that over here. The last thing we need to do is create our spark line. Now to create a spark line, we need to merge these columns right here. I'm going to highlight this, okay? Come to home, and then I'll come here to merge. Okay, so we have one area where the spark lines are going to be, right? Good. And then what we're going to do is we'll come here to insert, we'll come here to spark line columns. Where's the data going to come from? So I'm going to click this. I'm going to come here and I'll select my data over here this way. And our location is going to be this. This is our location. I'm going to click OK. Good. So now we have our spark lines. Fantastic. Now we can format this to make it look better. So what we want to do is make the lines have the same font or same color as this blue. So we'll come here. Okay, we use that blue over there. Good. And then we will say that the highest point should have our green, and then the lowest point should have our red. Something like this. So let's use something that has data in there. Let's say outpatient services. We have something like this. Good. If you go to a balance sheet line, let's select something like bank. Good. So we have something like this. It's cumulated. You see, if I select something like trade payables, let's see. So trade payables, we have this over here. Good. And that's what we see over here. Good. So guys, we are almost there. We're almost done over there. We've created everything. Remember, the last thing we need to do is to fix our measure. So our YTD looks better if we apply the year slices and all those things. So thank you for joining me for this video and see you in the next one.